got kicked off my live. I don't know why, but hope you guys come back on. Hi guys, thank you for coming back onto my live. I don't know if you were on earlier. If you were, chat, let me know in the chat if you were on the live. Okay. Okay, I do apologize. My YouTube kicked me off. I don't know, understand YouTube. It just automatically would kick me off live for no reason. I don't know if it's based on the location that I'm sitting in my home. I'm in the basement of my home, and I don't know why YouTube kicks me off. So it's sometimes I think it's a service. You know, the service is better upstairs, so that's why it kicks me off. So I'm not sure. But I was saying, I was talking about food, right? I was talking about food, and I was saying how my friend said, YouTube, and you have to go not. I do understand, Ash. YouTube channel video is great, but it's for a bit older kids. Okay. I will have to check that out, Ash. And I will have my kids do that. Now, I would like to talk to you more about homeschooling. Obviously, I can't do it, but I know you can hire people to homeschool. But I feel like homeschool is a good way to go for children with what's happening in American society. And I feel like homeschool, you get to focus one on one. I feel like there's a lot of distractions in the school system for the kids. And, you know, the teachers, they can't handle certain kids. Like my kids are very social and they're told not to be social. Can you believe that, guys? So they're opposite me. I was very quiet and very shy in school. Like I just wanted to do my work and not get in trouble. But my kids are very opposite from me, where they don't want to get in trouble, but they're very talkative. They like to have a lot of friends, and they're just very opposite. They're very social kids. So yes, they're very social. So I get calls a lot about them not being so social. And when you talk to kids, they don't understand that because that's their personality. So the school system is trying to tell me to change my kids' personalities. And I feel like there's nothing wrong with a social person. Yes, there's a time and place for you to act as a child in school. You have to be calm, you have to listen, and you have to, you know, you have to pay attention in class. Like I'm very big on that, but sometimes certain kids, it's just there, it's hard for them because they're bored sitting in a classroom all day. So I mean, that's the challenge that I'm having with the two younger children. Okay, I will have to research. I mean, it is challenging because my kids are just I know me and my friend, I have a friend, well, she's a friend of my sister's, but we're close. we talk about how there should be a support group for I would for moms who like struggle with, well, we struggle with how to handle our kids. Well, I handle my kids well, you know, they have their father, but he works second shift, so I'm with them most of the time. But we struggle with our kids because our kids are, my friend called them spirited kids. They're not kids that you just say do this and they do this. They're more challenging, you know, they're more independent. They have their personalities, and you have to learn how to kind of adapt to their personalities and then, you know, work around that. Some kids, like, you can tell them to do this and they just follow the rules. My kids are not the same. They don't just, they follow the rules. They're not bad kids, but they're very they have their personality. They have strong, very strong personalities. So you have to work with that. I do. Okay, let's see. Okay, I'll definitely look into that, Ash. I will try to help them after. I mean, have them do that after their school. And Godspeed, I think that's right because they do know how to read and write, and my kids are very good with math, so I never get any complaints about their math or academic, but it's just them being social in class and for them to just, you know, stay in their space and be focused. But academic wise, with math, they're very good in math. I never get a complaint. Now, they hate to read and write, but they can read. Both my kids can read and write. And my older son is good. He's in college, so they're good, but it's just I get calls that they socialize too much, and I don't like that, you know, because I don't want the schools to call to say you socialize. And the weird thing with my friend, she got a call from school saying her daughter does not socialize, like she don't raise her hand or she doesn't speak up for herself. When I have the opposite, I get calls about opposite. So you see how the school system is very strange when it comes to what do you want the kids to do? You want them to either socialize or don't socialize. What personality trait do you want these kids to have? That's great, Ash, that your husband is a part of it. But my husband is not here during when the kids are up in the evening, only sometimes when he's on vacation or have a week off. He's here and he definitely will help them study and do that, help them. There's a program that they have here in Connecticut that I signed them up for where they go to like Saturday school as well. It's like 4 hours on Saturday. They have to go to school. It's not a part of the school system, but it's a different program that I have them signed up for. So they do I don't know if you do iExcel or MindPlay, if you know those two programs, but those are the programs that my kids use on the weekends, you know? It's like a tutoring program. It's based on computer, but it is helpful because I've sat with them. It does math and it does English, you know? I do. I have faith. Thank you, Godspeed. I do appreciate that. Um, I feel like they'll be fine because I pushed them and we both pushed them. We're on top of them and we make sure that they do the right thing. They're really good kids. They they're just very active kids, but they're not bad kids. They're very active, but they're really good. They do their work. It takes them, you know, it's just not their priority. It's my priority, it's not theirs, which is so funny, you know? Guys, please like my live and try to subscribe. Thank you, Ash. Thank you for speaking to me. I do appreciate that. The conversation was good. You did teach me a few things about, kids and how to speak with them and the homeschooling. And I'll definitely look into those educational things that you sent me because it's really interesting. And guys, that's why I say I like to talk on live because I get to meet different types of people and I get to talk to different types who do things differently. And some of the things may help, you know. We each are connected in some way, I believe. So, guys, please like my live. I would really appreciate that. Um, but thank you so much, Godspeed. Most people wish they could be social, but I was social in I was well, I did have friends, but I was shy, whereas my kids are not shy. So it's kind of very weird getting used to because when we're out, I wouldn't I'm kind of an introvert, but my kids are extroverts. So when we're out, my kids say hi to everybody, they talk to everyone. They'll introduce me to everybody as their mom. So I am forced to socialize with everyone when I'm with my kids. So that's just the opposite of us. I do socialize, I do talk to people, but I am just like a very small group type of person in real life. I have friends. I talk to people can come up to me and talk to me. I can do that. But I feel like I have social anxiety and I don't know it. But my kids, they like push me to talk. But I do talk to people, but not the way they do. They know everyone. Like this is Corey's mom. That's how people call. It's just so funny to me. When they were younger and we would go to the grocery store, every person that we passed, they would say, "Hello, hi, hello, hi." It was so funny, but that's kids. And everyone is different, every child is different, every person is different, but I feel like being social is very a good aspect of a kid because some kids are very introverted where when they're in school they won't talk to other kids, they won't raise their hand to answer a question in class, and they won't, if they have an issue with something, they won't tell their teacher. So I know a friend who child had that issue, but they're good in school. They just would not socialize or they would not tell the teacher what they were going through academically. Like if they had an issue with a problem, they wouldn't tell the teacher. Whereas uh, and I'm not comparing, I'm just saying there's different types of children. And I feel like sometimes the teachers, they don't understand that. And if you're a teacher, you have to understand that kids are different. They're like little humans. They're different. They have their little personalities. And certain things you should not call a parent for. You know, you should just handle it in your classroom. Yes, if you tell me something, I will talk to my children about doing the right thing because I tell them each day, I only send you to school, you're to learn, respect your teachers and respect everyone around you, and you're there to get good grades. That's all you're there for. You're not there to socialize, you're not there to, play. You're there to learn. That's why I send them there to learn because they have lots of playtime. You get to do lots of fun things otherwise, you know. I think so too. Godspeed. Thank you so much, Anthony. Guys, please like my live. Anthony, like my live. And Muslim man, like my live, please. Um, So yeah, guys, with if you're a parent who's very present to your kids, you're very present and you work hard and push your kids will succeed. Now we each have our own journey, we each have our own walk. Your kids also have their own walk, you know? You cannot Muslim man, you didn't like my life, but you're telling me such a your joke is not funny. You're only laughing. I don't think it's funny, but you still haven't liked my life. That was the joke, wasn't it? Anyway, anywho, but your kids are little humans and they need guidance, you know? So as long as you guide your kid and fight for your kids, I feel like your kids will be okay. Thank you so much for liking my life. I appreciate that. Your kids will be okay. Teach them to have respect, treat others as they would want to be treated, and be nice. Don't be bullies. And that's all you can hope for, that your kids are good kids, they follow the rules, and they do their work. That's all I hope for. You know, it's hard for, they're saying that what are they saying? That girl mom is hard. I'm a boy mom, and it's kind of difficult for me. You know, people try to hide the fact that sometimes being a parent is hard. It's easy being a parent, but it's not easy because it's like you're trying to get through your day for yourself. You know, you're a human, you're trying to get through your emotions and whatever you're going through, but you have to be there for your children. You have to be strong for your kids. And I don't judge a parent, especially a parent who's probably going through some type of mental issue and they cannot be there for their kids. I don't judge them or say, oh, they're a bad parent. Parents are humans and they go through things, you know, just like everyone else. You know, what we need in life, guys, is to be a village. You know, like you guys can subscribe and be my village, you know. I like to talk, and just maybe you guys can be here to talk to me when no one else is around to talk. So we can have great conversations and we can talk about anything. Now, you can make jokes, I'll laugh. You know, I think some things are funny. I'm not uptight. I'm a very, I don't know, I'm a very down to earth girl that will laugh and have fun. But, like I was saying, guys, we all need a village. If you have a friend, your friend need a village. Your parents need a village. They people think because you have a two-parent household, you don't need a village. You definitely do need a village if you have a two-parent household. You need a village definitely as a single parent, and you need a village, you know, everyone needs a village, you know. Every parents need a village. We all need people to help us. You need people like parents, husband and wives, they need date nights and things. So that sitter, aunt or grandparents, they're a village when we need that time alone and apart from our children. You know, don't ever judge a book by its cover, guys. Don't think just because it's a two parents household, it's perfect. They don't need help. Yes, we do it. We do it daily. But we need a break as well because kids are not easy. They're difficult. But make sure you guys like my live, guys. They're difficult, but they're great. They're great little beings. I love my children. I love kids. I feel like kids are the world, their joy, and people should treat kids very well. Treat your kids well. Love your kids. Treat them nice. Kids are just little humans who's trying to make it just like we are. Adults are trying to make it. Kids are trying to make it. Have grace with your children. Kids are learning. We have to teach them. We have to be calm with them. We cannot just yell at our kids. We can't call kids names. We cannot call them names that you don't want to be called. Don't call your kids that. You have to uplift your kids, speak confidence in your kids, and speak life in your children, and they will be great. Your kids will be great, you know, and that's what I do. I don't call my kids names. I don't judge them. I allow my kids to be who they are. So maybe that's the issue, that they're so friendly and social, because I make my kids very comfortable. I allow them to be who they are. I allow them to be free, and believe it or not, my 11-year-old, he said that. He said, "Mom, I can relax with mom because she allows me to be me." And that's true. I allow them to be their true self, their personality, you know, and they can be comfortable. You have to do that, because then your kids will come to you with anything that they have. Any problems, they will freely come to you. You have to be open, my Aaron. You have to be open and honest with your children. But yeah, it's very fun for me. I always talk about this. It's very fun to raise boys, because it's interesting for me, because like I said, I'm a girly girl. I don't know much beside, being married, boys thing. I have a dad, I have brothers, but masculine, no, it was never a part of me, like being masculine. I'm just very feminine, very girly girl, but I love sports, so I guess that's why God made me a boy mom. I do love watching sports and, being active, and, my kids are in sports. I do love that, but I love kids, and I feel like people should treat kids very well. I watch certain things. Sometimes I watch like court TV or true crimes. I know I'm switching the topic. I'm all over the place. I do apologize. So I watch like court TV, true crimes, and I see the things people do to children, and it's like very sad. The kids are our future, and they should be treated well. And if you're a father who's not there for your kids, try to change it. Try to be there for your kids. Because I had a conversation. It's 11:30. Time is 11:30, November 30th, 11:30. How cool is that, right? Um, so I had a conversation with a friend how, the father of her child was not there. And that made me very sad, because it's her birthday. And then she's talking about that. That's what she have to worry about on her birthday. So guys, I just hope, if you have kids, to be there for your kids. Don't be a deadbeat. And, like I was saying before, everyone needs a village. So if you're there, you should make yourself present in your kids' life. That's how kids succeed. Kids can be not having, if you're a parent alive and they're like, you live around the corner, try to be there for them. I understand parents who are no longer here, or ones who are like out of the country, they're unable to be there for their kids. But I just hope people in 2026 moving forward, people treat kids good. Stop trying to sell off your kids or do this. People don't do it, Try to treat kids. They're so innocent. So that's why I look at them. They are so innocent and so cute. The innocence, and I just wish people would just stop taking advantage of the innocence of children, because they're definitely the future. They're the future of this world. When we get older and we cannot make it, we can't do the things to keep the world running. These little ones will be the ones doing that. What are they? They're called, um, excuse me, they're called Gen Alpha. And I think they call them Gen Alpha, Gen Beta, and Gen Alpha. Isn't that funny? Gen Beta. So kids from 2014 to 2024 is called Gen Beta, and kids from 2025 and up is called Gen Alpha. I think it's so funny, you know? But they do say that COVID babies are very intelligent. They will be like very, very intelligent. And then, so I guess these kids, Gen Beta and Gen Alpha kids, are very intelligent. They're quite smarter than we were, you know? Oh gosh, I'm looking for something. So they're quite smarter than we were. So that's the good thing. Can you guys believe it's a work night and I'm still up? Because Sundays I just like to stay up later because I am not ready for the work week. Uh but I've already prepped everything already, so I normally prep early. Everything is prepped. I'm in a town where the kids don't wear uniforms, and I really dislike that because I feel like kids should wear uniforms. It's so much easier and it's so much better for kids to wear uniforms. It's so much better for the parents. Oh, Generation Dinosaur. That is so funny. That I was thinking that like they're making all these I was listening to it earlier and they're making all these generation things. I think it started from no, so you're a millennium like I am. Millennium, whatever. Can't even say it. Millennial. That's us. We're